Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 2 or 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body won't let you sleep through the night? If you're over 60, this might feel like a new normal, but it doesn't have to be. Many people believe that drinking a glass of water before bed is a healthy habit. It feels refreshing, and we've always heard that staying hydrated is good for our bodies. But what if I told you that as we age, that very glass of plain water could be the reason you're waking up at night? In this video, we're going to explore 5 specific bedtime drinks that can help you sleep more deeply, wake up less, and feel more rested in the morning without relying on medication. These aren't miracle cures or trendy supplements. They're simple, natural, and backed by practical science. Most importantly, they're drinks that actually support the way your body changes with age. Now, here's the twist. I'm not suggesting you stop drinking before bed. The key is not how much water you drink, but what's in it. What you consume before bedtime plays a bigger role than you might think, especially after 60. Your hormones shift, your bladder becomes more sensitive, and your nervous system doesn't calm down as easily as it used to. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through each drink, what it does, how to make it, and how to use it correctly. Along the way, I'll share stories from real people who've tried these methods and found surprising results. Some of them had nearly given up on restful sleep until they made one simple change. I'll also explain why certain drinks, even ones you think are healthy, might be doing more harm than good at night. You'll learn the best time to drink, how much is enough, and which ingredients can actually help your body stay relaxed without waking you up in the middle of the night. If you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal the drink that I personally found most effective, not only for sleep, but for helping with joint stiffness, next day energy, and that light feeling in your legs you may not have felt in years. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. I create videos to help older adults feel better, sleep better, and understand the changes happening in their bodies. I've worked closely with people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, and I know how frustrating sleep problems can be. You deserve better rest, and sometimes all it takes is a small shift in your evening routine. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Nighttime wake-ups are something you're struggling with? Type yes in the comments. You're not alone, and your experience might help others feel seen and supported too. So grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's explore the simple but powerful ways you can take control of your sleep starting tonight. Ready? Let's begin. Sleep, especially in our later years, becomes more fragile. You might do everything right. Turn off the screens, dim the lights, keep the room quiet, and still find yourself waking up just a few hours into the night. If that sounds familiar, there's something most people overlook: how our bodies handle water as we age. When we're young, our systems are built to conserve water during sleep. A hormone called ADH, short for antidiuretic hormone, plays a key role. It tells our kidneys to hold on to fluids so we can sleep through the night without interruption. But after 60 levels of this hormone drop, that means water doesn't stay in the body the way it used to. It moves quickly through your system and builds up in the bladder even. If you've only had a small glass before bed, then there's the bladder itself. With age, it becomes more sensitive and less able to stretch. It means you'll get the urge to go much sooner. Combine that with the natural decline in melatonin, the hormone that helps you stay asleep, you have the perfect recipe for fragmented rest. The real issue isn't that you're drinking water, it's that water on its own doesn't support the sleep process. It hydrates, yes, but it doesn't calm the nerves. It doesn't tell your brain to slow down. It doesn't nourish the systems that help your body move into rest mode. Imagine your body like an orchestra, getting ready to play a gentle lullaby. Water shows up to the concert, but it brings no instrument. It simply sits in the audience. What you need is something that plays a role, something that gently signals to your muscles, your brain, and your hormones that it's time to let go of the day and drift into rest. Some people, realizing that water wakes them up, stop drinking before bed altogether. But that can backfire too. Dehydration can make sleep lighter and more restless. You might wake up feeling groggy or stiff. Your mouth may feel dry, and your body more fatigued than rested. So instead of cutting out nighttime drinks entirely, the solution is to drink smarter. Colonials to give your body gentle hydration that includes nutrients supporting the sleep cycle. Ingredients like magnesium, which eases muscle tension, glycine, which slows the nervous system, or tryptophan, which helps produce melatonin naturally. Just as important is how that drink affects your core temperature. Cold drinks can trigger alertness. They contract muscles and stimulate the bladder. A warm drink, on the other hand, mimics the body's natural drop in temperature that signals it's time to sleep. That simple warmth, combined with calming nutrients, creates a kind of internal cue. It's safe to rest now. One woman I spoke with, Linda, had spent years dealing with broken sleep. She followed a bedtime routine, kept her lights low, even tried soft music. But almost every night around 2 a.m., she'd wake up with an urgent need to go to the bathroom, and often couldn't fall back asleep afterward. What made the difference wasn't cutting out liquids, was swapping her glass of plain water for a small warm drink that included both magnesium and glycine. Within a few nights, she noticed fewer interruptions. After 2 weeks, she said she was finally waking up feeling like she'd actually slept. This kind of shift doesn't require drastic change. It's a different kind of drink, thoughtfully chosen and gently timed, can make a meaningful difference in how you sleep. And that's where we're headed next. A closer look at 5 specific drinks, each offering unique benefits for older adults seeking better rest. From soothing your nerves to supporting hormone balance, these are simple, natural options that can fit easily into your evening routine. Let's explore how small changes in what you sip before bed could help you sleep through the night. Feel more refreshed in the morning, and maybe even start to enjoy bedtime again. One of the simplest yet most effective bedtime drinks for deeper, uninterrupted sleep is something you may already have in your kitchen: warm, unsweetened almond milk. It might surprise you that almond milk, not cow's milk, is the better choice, especially for those over 60, as we age. Many of us develop a sensitivity to dairy, even if we were fine with it earlier in life. Cow's milk contains lactose, which can cause bloating, gas, and mild inflammation for some people. These subtle discomforts may not feel obvious during the day, but can be enough to disturb your sleep at night. Almond milk, on the other hand, is naturally lactose-free. But that's not the only reason it's a smart option. The real benefit comes from 2 key nutrients that almond milk often contains: magnesium and tryptophan. Magnesium plays a quiet but powerful role in sleep. It helps calm the nervous system, reduce muscle tension, and support a steady heart rhythm. People with low magnesium often experience restlessness or difficulty staying asleep. A warm cup of almond milk delivers this mineral in a gentle, soothing form, especially when heated slightly before bed. Tryptophan is an amino acid that serves as the raw material your body uses to produce serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that boosts mood and relaxation. At night, serotonin is converted into melatonin, the hormone responsible for guiding your body into deep sleep. Drinking almond milk that contains natural tryptophan helps your body build this sleep-friendly chemistry from the inside out. There's even research to back this up. In one small study, adults who drank almond milk twice a day for 2 weeks reported sleeping more deeply and waking up fewer times during the night. Their average time spent in deep sleep increased by more than 20 minutes. Noticeable shift for anyone used to waking every few hours. One thing to keep in mind: not all almond milks are created equal. Some brands add sugars, flavors, or stabilizers that can interfere with sleep or digestion. The best choice is an unsweetened version with as few added ingredients as possible. Organic is ideal if you can find it. Here's how to prepare it. Warm about half a cup, roughly 120 to 150 milliliters, just until it's comfortably hot, not boiling. Pour it into your favorite mug. You can add a pinch of cinnamon if you like, which supports circulation and adds a cozy aroma. Sip slowly, ideally 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime. This small ritual, warming the milk, sitting down without distractions, and drinking slowly, also helps cue your body that it's time to wind down. It's not just the drink itself, but the calm moment it creates that sets the tone for rest. One man I spoke with, Jerry, age 71, began drinking warm almond milk every night after dinner. He said it reminded him of the evening cocoa his mother used to make. That simple comfort, paired with the calming effects of magnesium, helped him stay asleep for longer stretches and feel less groggy in the morning. If you've never tried almond milk before bed, tonight might be a good time to start. It's a small change, but sometimes those are the ones that make all the difference. While almond milk works gently on the body, the next drink focuses on something a little more subtle, but just as important: the mind. Chamomile tea has been used for centuries as a natural way to quiet the thoughts that keep us awake. For many older adults, the problem isn't just physical restlessness, it's mental noise. Worrying about health, family, the future, or simply replaying events from the day can prevent the mind from letting go. Chamomile is a gentle remedy for that kind of tension. Unlike medications that force sleep by shutting down brain activity, chamomile works by encouraging your body's natural calming signals. The key lies in a plant compound called apigenin, found in the dried flowers of the chamomile plant. Apigenin binds to specific receptors in the brain, particularly those associated with GABA, a neurotransmitter that slows down nervous system activity. When these pathways are gently activated, your heart rate lowers, your breathing deepens, your brain begins to shift out of alert mode. The effects are often subtle, but noticeable. Clinical study conducted among older women showed that those who drank chamomile tea before bed fell asleep faster, woke up less during the night, and reported feeling more rested in the morning. Importantly, most participants described the experience as natural and pleasant, without the grogginess often caused by sleep aids. Chamomile is also caffeine-free, non-addictive, and easy to find in most grocery stores. But like all bedtime drinks, how you prepare and drink it makes a difference. Start by boiling water and pouring it over 1 chamomile tea bag, or a heaping teaspoon of dried chamomile flowers. Cover the cup and let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes to allow the beneficial compounds to fully release. Let it cool to a warm, soothing temperature. You never drink it piping hot? Sip it slowly, about 45 to 60 minutes before bed. If you enjoy a little flavor, you can add a thin slice of ginger or a drop of natural vanilla extract. But skip the honey or sugar, especially if you're monitoring blood sugar or have diabetes. Chamomile works best when it's simple and gentle. I recall a story from Clara, a retired schoolteacher in her 70s. She told me she had spent years trying to calm her racing mind at night, especially after losing her husband. Medications made her feel foggy the next day. Nothing seemed to help her relax until she made a routine out of chamomile tea. Just making the tea, sitting quietly, and wrapping her hands around the warm mug became a kind of meditation. Within a week, she said she felt her body responding, softer breathing, fewer wake-ups, and even dreams again. Chamomile tea may seem too simple to make a real difference, but it has one powerful advantage. It helps your mind trust that it's safe to rest. And sometimes that's all you need. As we've seen, calming the mind and relaxing the body are key to better sleep. But there's another piece of the puzzle that often goes unnoticed: your body's electrolyte balance. Electrolytes are minerals like potassium, sodium, and magnesium. They're essential for your nerves, muscles, and organs to function properly, especially during sleep. When these levels are out of balance, even slightly, the result can be restless legs, muscle cramps, or a sudden need to urinate, all things that can wake you up at night. This is where coconut water, prepared the right way, becomes a helpful tool. Most people think of coconut water as a refreshing summer drink, but when used gently and in small amounts, it can actually help restore balance to your body's systems overnight. It's naturally rich in potassium and magnesium, to minerals that relax muscles and help regulate signals that control your bladder. It also contains a small amount of natural sodium, which helps maintain fluid levels inside your cells rather than sending excess fluid to your bladder. One clinical observation found that older adults with low potassium levels were more likely to experience frequent nighttime urination and broken sleep. After restoring those levels naturally through diet and hydration, many reported significant improvements in sleep quality within a week. But here's the important part. Coconut water should not be consumed cold, especially before bed. Cold beverages can stimulate the bladder and cause your body to shift out of rest mode. The trick is to gently warm the coconut water and dilute it. Mix it with an equal part of warm water so that it's soothing, not stimulating. Drink about half a cup, 100 to 120 milliliters slowly. Ideally 60 to 90 minutes after dinner and at least an hour before bedtime. This timing gives your body enough time to absorb the nutrients and adjust, without triggering the bladder during your first cycle of deep sleep. I once spoke with Leonard, a 70-year-old man who had been struggling with nightly wake-ups. Says she wasn't falling asleep, was staying asleep. He'd often wake up with the urge to urinate, even when he hadn't drunk much at all. After adding lightly warmed coconut water to his evening routine, his nighttime interruptions began to lessen. Within 5 nights, He was able to sleep through until morning, something he hadn't done in years. Now, a word of caution. Coconut water is high in potassium. If you have kidney disease or are on a potassium-restricted diet, this may not be the right choice for you. Always check with your healthcare provider if you have concerns. But for many older adults, coconut water prepared properly offers a gentle way to support hydration, muscle function, and bladder stability at night. It's not just a trendy drink. It's a natural, nourishing option that helps restore balance while you sleep. Sometimes the reason we can't sleep isn't the bladder or muscle cramps, it's stress. Not the kind that always feels obvious. It can be silent, sitting quietly in the background. Showing up as tension in the chest, a racing heart, or that constant feeling of being on guard, even when the house is still. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to stress hormones, especially cortisol. And when cortisol remains elevated in the evening, your brain doesn't fully shut down, even when your eyes are closed. You might feel tired, but your mind stays alert, and deep sleep never really comes. That's where golden milk comes in. Golden milk is a warm, spiced drink, traditionally made with turmeric and milk. But there's one key addition that makes it especially effective for nighttime use: black pepper. Together, these two ingredients help regulate cortisol, ease inflammation, and send calming signals to the nervous system. The magic is in curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Curcumin supports something called the HPA axis A network between your brain, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands that controls your stress response. When this axis is balanced, your body can reduce cortisol at the right time and allow melatonin, the sleep hormone, to rise naturally. Now, curcumin isn't easily absorbed on its own. That's where black pepper plays its role. Compound in black pepper called piperine increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, you miss most of the benefit. In one study, adults who took curcumin regularly experienced not only lower nighttime cortisol, but also better sleep quality measured by brain activity scans. They fell asleep faster and spent more time in restorative deep sleep. You don't need a supplement. You can make golden milk right at home. Start by warming about half a cup of almond milk or oat milk if you prefer. Stir in half a teaspoon of turmeric and a small pinch of ground black pepper. Mix well until it turns a soft golden color. Optional, a dash of cinnamon for warmth, or a slice of fresh ginger for digestion. But avoid sweeteners at night, even honey. Drink it slowly, about 1 hour before bed. Ideally on a light stomach, not completely empty, but not after a heavy meal either. I remember Mary, a retired nurse in her mid-60s, who told me she struggled with tired but wired syndrome. Her body wanted rest, but her brain wouldn't stop running through tasks and worries. She started making golden milk a part of her evening ritual, just a few sips each night, in silence, before brushing her teeth. Within a week, she noticed that her thoughts slowed down more easily, and her sleep felt deeper. Golden milk doesn't act like a sedative. It doesn't knock you out. What it does is support your body's ability to wind down naturally by easing stress from the inside out. Of all the bedtime drinks we've explored, this last one may surprise you. Most people think of it as something you'd use for joints or skin health, but few realize how deeply it supports sleep, especially as we age. Talking about warm gelatin or bone broth. At its core, this drink works by nourishing your nervous system. It contains an amino acid called glycine, which plays a quiet but powerful role in promoting deep, restorative sleep. Glycine helps regulate body temperature, slow down your heart rate, and reduce activity in the part of the brain that stays overactive when you can't seem to shut off your thoughts. Unlike medications that force sleep through sedation, glycine works with your body to create the natural environment for deep rest. One study found that just 3 grams of glycine taken before bed helped older adults fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and most importantly, wake up feeling more refreshed and mentally clear. But there's more. Gelatin and bone broth don't just help with sleep, they also support tissue repair and muscle recovery during the night. After 60, the body becomes less efficient at rebuilding itself while we rest. Collagen production slows, joints become stiffer, and healing takes longer. That's where gelatin steps in. Gelatin is rich in glycine, as well as proline and other building blocks for collagen. Bone broth, when prepared properly, provides a gentle source of these same compounds, along with minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. The result? A warm, comforting drink that supports both your sleep and your body's overnight repair processes. Here's how to use it. If you're using gelatin, dissolve 1 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin powder into a small amount of cold water, just enough to bloom it. Then stir in about half a cup of warm water and mix until fully dissolved. If using bone broth, choose a low-sodium version made from real bones, not bouillon cubes. Warm it gently. Don't boil and sip it plain, without food, about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. The warmth of the drink itself helps your body shift into rest mode. It's grounding, soothing, and gives your system what it needs to let go of the day. One man I met, Harold, was in his early 70s and had been struggling with poor sleep for years. He'd often wake up stiff, sore, and tired. After adding gelatin to his nighttime routine, he said his sleep felt heavier, deeper, and his body less achy in the morning. I didn't expect much, he said, but I haven't slept like this since my 40s. This drink may not be as common as tea or milk, but it's one of the most complete solutions for sleep, recovery, and gentle hydration. If you've tried everything else and still wake up tired, this may be the quiet key your body has been waiting for. Now that you know which drinks can support deeper, more restful sleep, let's talk about something just as important: how to use them the right way. Because even the healthiest drink, if taken at the wrong time or in the wrong amount, can end up waking you up instead of helping you rest. Let's start with how much to drink. For most people over 60, the ideal amount is around half a cup roughly, 100 to 150 milliliters. That's enough to deliver the calming nutrients your body needs without overwhelming your bladder. Drinking more doesn't mean better sleep. In fact, drinking too much too late is one of the most common reasons older adults wake up in the middle of the night. Timing is everything. The best window is about 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime. This gives your body time to absorb the drink, process any fluid, and signal your bladder before you lie down for the night. Dawn. After you finish your drink, take a few minutes to brush your teeth, turn down the lights. And this is important. Go to the bathroom one last time. Even if you don't feel the urge, doing this helps empty the bladder so it won't disturb you during your first sleep cycle. Next, let's talk about temperature. Your drink should always be warm, never cold. Cold liquids stimulate the bladder and can make your core temperature drop suddenly, which may trigger alertness rather than relaxation. A warm drink, on the other hand, soothes the stomach, calms the nerves, and mimics the body's natural wind-down rhythm. It's also important to think about the way you drink. Don't rush. Sip slowly over 10 to 15 minutes. Breathe evenly as you drink, allowing your body to stay calm and relaxed. This simple act of slow sipping helps with absorption and reduces the chance of sudden fluid buildup that might prompt a nighttime bathroom trip. Another helpful strategy is to establish a consistent bathroom routine. Believe it or not, your bladder can learn. If you make it a habit to go to the bathroom at the same time each evening, say 30 minutes after dinner, and again just before bed, your body starts to anticipate and adapt to that schedule. Over time, this reduces surprise wake-ups and improves overnight retention. Now, a word about variety. You don't need to try all 5 drinks at once. In fact, it's better if you don't. Start with just one. Choose the drink that fits your needs, whether it's almond milk for muscle relaxation, chamomile for calming the mind, coconut water for bladder stability, golden milk for easing stress, or gelatin for overnight recovery. Use it every night for at least 1 week before trying another. This way you can notice how your body responds and figure out what works best for you. Finally, avoid adding sugar to your drink. Even natural sweeteners can spike your blood sugar slightly, which may interfere with melatonin production. Stick with the purest form of the drink, or enhance it only with gentle spices like cinnamon, ginger, or vanilla. These small shifts how much you drink when you drink it, and how you prepare, can make a surprising difference. For many older adults, it's not just about what you take in, but how you do it. Thoughtful timing, slow rituals, and calm choices add up to stronger sleep and a more peaceful night. If there's one thing to take away from everything we've covered, it's this. Sleep doesn't have to be a nightly battle. Even after 60, your body still wants to rest, repair, and restore. That support often begins with something as small and simple as what you drink before bed. We've talked about 5 different bedtime drinks. Each one works in its own way to help your body and mind prepare for rest. Warm almond milk provides magnesium and tryptophan to calm your muscles and encourage melatonin production. Chamomile tea soothes a restless mind, helping to quiet mental chatter and ease you into sleep gently. Lightly warmed coconut water balances electrolytes, and supports nerve and bladder function, perfect if you wake up from cramps or bathroom urges. Golden milk with turmeric and black pepper calms stress hormones, particularly cortisol, which can stay elevated even when you don't feel anxious. And finally, warm gelatin or bone broth gives your nervous system the glycine it needs to support deep sleep, physical recovery, and morning clarity. None of these are magical, but they're powerful in a quiet, natural way. They work with your body's rhythms, not against them. They're tools, not tricks. So what's the lesson here? It's that better sleep doesn't always require a prescription. Sometimes the change comes not from doing more, but from doing something small, more mindfully. A warm cup, a slow sip. A bedtime ritual that tells your body, it's safe now. You can rest. This is especially true as we get older. The systems that used to run quietly in the background are hormones. Our hydration, our nerve signals need more care and attention. But that's not a weakness. It's just the reality of a body that's been through a lot and deserves more kindness. If sleep has been difficult for you, don't give up. Start with one of these drinks. Try it for 3 nights. See how your body responds. You may find that with just one change, your sleep begins to shift in the right direction. You may wake up fewer times. You may feel a little clearer in the morning. You may even begin to look forward to bedtime again. And if it works for you, consider sharing it. Let your spouse, your friend, your sister, or brother know. Because one person's quiet discovery might be the answer someone else has been searching for. Now, before we wrap up, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I know how hard it can be to deal with poor sleep night after night, but I also know that change is possible, gently, steadily, one step at a time. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. Which drink are you going to try first? Have you already used one of these before? I read every comment and would love to hear your experience. And if you'd like more videos like this, natural, research-backed, designed with older adults in mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I'll be here every week, bringing you small shifts with big impact. Till then, sleep well, be kind to your body, and take things one peaceful night at a time.